Hello, today we're looking at how to use WomSAT. WomSAT stands for Wombat Survey and Analysis Tool. It's a citizen science project designed for the community to collect data all about wombats. For example, we can collect information and identify roadkill hotspots by entering data when we see a road-killed wombat. Over time, this information can be used to aid the implementation of mitigation strategies. We can also use it to map the distribution and prevalence of sarcoptic mange in wombat populations, and this can include where people are treating wombats in the field. So, to start off, we're just going to open the web page. Okay, so we've got our web page open now, and the first thing that we need to do is we need to log in. And if you haven't logged in before, you need to register. So I'm just going to type in a name here, for example, Mange Treatment Group. And in this case, there's a few of us using this particular login or username because we're a group and we're working together to treat mange in the local wombat population. And then you need to make a password and confirm it below. We also ask that you put in your postcode and a state. And then if you click the website terms of use, you're good to go. So you might be wondering why it's worthwhile registering with WomSAT. If you register, you can go in later and look at your data. If you don't register, you won't be able to access that data that you've entered. You can also go in and edit your data if you need to. So if you make a mistake or you need to change something. Okay, so one other feature that we can do is we can look at the records, either my data or all the data. So I've clicked on my data here and you can see the sightings that I've logged before. And if we click on all data, takes a moment. Here we go, there it is. We can also change the date range. You can see in the display settings as well. Okay, so now we're ready to add a sighting. I'm going to add one in that I saw yesterday. I can put in the time that I saw the wombat, and I can either put in the latitude and longitude, or I can use the WomSAT icon to find the exact spot on the map by zooming in and placing the icon on the spot. Okay, it was up in the Blue Mountains. And there we go, it was about there. Just zoom in a little bit more. Okay. And it's just down a little bit on the road because it was a road-killed wombat. Okay, so the other information that we can add in is whether it's live or dead. In this case, it's a dead wombat, and so we can put the cause of death in the little box below or further down in the notes section that can take up to 250 characters. This wombat was a female. It didn't have a pouch hung present and it had no mange, so that means it's got a mange score of 1. So in the notes section, I'm just going to write that it was an adult wombat and it was killed by a vehicle collision. The next section allows me to choose if I want to share my record with all users or keep it private. If it's private, it will only be available to those people that know the username and password. I can also upload a photograph of my sighting by clicking choose file and uploading. I'm going to submit because I don't have a photo, and there it's confirmed. So the next thing I want to do is I want to add some burrows. And these particular burrows, our group has set up with burrow flaps because we're treating wombats in the area. So I've got my date selected, I've put in a time, and I can either put the latitude and longitude in again, or I can use the WomSAT icon to locate the exact location of the burrow. I can also choose the number of burrows, the area, and then I can indicate whether I can see recent evidence at the burrow, scats, footprints, or live wombats. And I can write notes in the notes section. In this case, I'm going to write that there's an adult, it was treated with Cydectin with 20 mils using a burrow flap. I'm also going to note down that I've set up a camera trap so that I can monitor the wombat during the treatment. Now, the next box tells me that I can either share my data with everybody or I can keep it private. If it's private, it will only be available to those people that have the password to this particular login. And I can choose to add an image of the wombat at the time and date of the treatment. And then it's just the case of hitting submit, and then it will be uploaded. There it is, confirmed. Okay, so now we're going to look at my data. So because I've logged in, I can look at all my previous data and my current data that I just added in, which is that one there. You can also see some sightings that I added in earlier. So what I want to do is though, I just want to update my last record that I entered. So I'm going to hit the edit button and I want to change the numbers of burrows in the treatment from 1 to 2. And then I will just update it and the information is updated. So if you've got any more questions on how to use WomSAT, please email us at womsat@outlook.com. We're more than happy to answer any questions or queries that you have about WomSAT. We want everybody to get on board and use this information. It's for everybody to learn about wombats. Also, it'd be great if you could follow us on Facebook, Twitter or Instagram. And of course, have a great Wombat Wednesday.